Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina keep pounding. Carolina keep pounding. The Panthers on a prowl. We'll continue driving down the field to the red zone. We just got a first down and 10. Smitty on the loose, wide open Ted again. Stack 6 more on the board, looking like a win. With the 6-game winning streak, put them out their misery. Brady wanna cry when the ref threw the penalty. Panthers got a hot team, Patriots the enemy. Draw the first blood, different team than we used to be. Cam swerving through the traffic, signaling a first down. Fans on their feet and the crowd getting really loud. Offense did a job off the field. There's a towel. Bank of America. Stadium is going down. Defense got him pushed back to the end zone. Hardy with the sack. That's a safety and we got the ball. Rushing on your shotgun. Staring at the barrel, y'all. All New England fans hear him saying that ain't fair. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina keep pounding. Carolina keep pounding. Ice up, son. What's up? Ice up, son. What's up? Carolina keep pounding. Carolina keep pounding.
Alrighty, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It is the Falcons versus Panthers Week 6 preview stream. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. And don't forget to check out the Facebook group page. Keep pounding in all caps for in-game posts, polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, such as scheduled for the channel and for the Yahoo Sports Keep Pounding League. Fantasy Football League. Alright, folks. Well, we're at week 6. And I gotta be honest with you. This 1-4 start is not what we were looking for. I was hoping for at least 2-2 with a win over the Bears and that win over the Raiders. You know, showing that we at least had some dominance and some skill. But unfortunately, no. We are stuck at 1-4. So I think when we go back and we look at the past matchups of the Falcons versus the Panthers, it's been very, very violent, very rivalish. And, you know, I would consider them to be our rival, for sure. The Falcons are a very, very dangerous team right now. They just beat the Saints. They just beat the Buccaneers. So, yeah, this is not a team that we want to be facing right at the moment. And my whole thing is this. You got Kirk Cousins that just threw for 500 yards. You got possibly one of our weakest defenses ever this year facing that. Yikes. No pass rush. And we've given up how many points this year? That's not a good start, ladies and gentlemen. If we want any shot at beating Atlanta, that's not a good start. So, I'm gonna kind of go through this game. We're gonna take a look at the depth chart as it stands right now with all the injuries and everything else. We're going to see about stats and whatnot, in this stream. I'm going to be going to the game in Charlotte tomorrow, so I'll be there. Um, I'm meeting up with David Screws after the game. He'll be there as well. We have different seating arrangements, but I'm going with a buddy of mine. Shout out Paul. He hasn't been in our streams or our chats, but shout out Paul hooking me up with a free ticket. Appreciate you. Um, but yeah, let's um let's get started with this depth chart of the Falcons. Let's see if we recognize some names here that may be a problem just out of the gate. Um, and obviously, I want to start with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins just put up 500 yards last week. This dude's already got 1,373 yards. 8 touchdowns, a 93.73 rating. But he has thrown 5 picks. Keep that in mind. Now, my question is, where did those picks come from? You got 2 against the Steelers, you got 1 against the Chiefs, you got 1 against the Saints, and 1 against the Buccaneers. These are all teams that you would expect a pick from because these are very, very dangerous games. You know, um, that very, very dangerous teams that the Falcons were facing, and yet, it's amazing to me that they've come out of here 3-2. I would expect them to be 4-1, with a win over the Steelers as well. That should have been a win. The Steelers have been lucking their way into a few of these wins, and I don't know how they're doing it, but somehow they've gotten some of these wins. Um, you know, maybe it's their defense. I don't know. I'd have to look into the Steelers to find out, but right now, I'm more focused on what the Falcons have been up to. You've got a win over the Eagles, 22-21 in week 2. The Eagles, like I said, are one of the most dangerous teams right now. The Chiefs, obviously defending Super Bowl champions, beat them 22-17, but that's a close matchup. And you got Kirk Cousins throwing for 230 yards in that game. Granted, Casey does have a decent pass rush, so you do have 2 sacks. Now the other major power in the NFC right now, the Saints, 26-24 win, putting up 238 yards again, consistently over 230 yards in 3 different weeks here. And he didn't even throw for a touchdown in that game. So that's what makes that even more dangerous is the fact that that score did not come from offensive touchdowns from Kirk Cousins by himself. To his wide receivers. He even had a fumble in that game. And we see here that there's 4 fumbles for him this year. So keep that in mind. Maybe that's bad snaps. I don't know, but keep that in mind. That's something we can take advantage of right there. I notice little things like that. I've got an eye for that. So, and there's also the 4 sacks against the Buccaneers defense. So that's another thing I've noticed looking at these stats. Even though he did get 4 touchdowns. So the crazy thing is here, 500 yards against the Buccaneers. The Bucks defense hasn't been that great. You know, if you let me take a look at the Buccaneers. Let's see what they've been doing here because um okay, actually I walked that back. I walked that back because look at these defensive scores though. Yeah, you gave up 26 points to the Denver Broncos, but I mean, look at the defensive uh unit for the Buccaneers so far. You know, only giving up 20 against Washington, only 16 against Detroit. Detroit's been a major threat as of lately. Only giving up 16 against the Eagles, who are a major offensive power in the NFC right now. And, you know, Atlanta, who has just now beat Atlanta, the Saints and the Buccaneers. Atlanta got 36 on them. So maybe there's a little bit more to this Atlanta offense than people think there is. You know, besides just the 500 yards. You know, so we're going to take a look at the ground game as well for Atlanta and see what's going on there. But that got my attention because that's a lot of yardage. And it wasn't just the 509 that got Atlanta that win. You got to have everything rolling right now in order to beat a team like that. That's actually looking pretty decent right now. So I'm interested to see Robinson's numbers. Let's see. You're looking at a 5'11 running back, 215 pounds, 2 years from Texas. 67 carries, 285 yards, 4.25 average. There it is. That's the number I was looking for. Right there. 4.25. And when you got an offense like this dude keeps the sticks moving with runs like that. That's why you see these types of numbers. Look at this 5.1 average right here against the Buccaneers, 6.9 against the Eagles, 4 yards a carry against the Saints. These are major opponents right here. And this dude is consistently getting these numbers. Yeah, he looked bad against the Chiefs, but every major running back looks bad against the Chiefs D line. Let's be fair. That Chiefs D line is tougher than nails. So, yeah, I can see that. Bijan Robinson is the real deal. He is legitimate. And he's going to get another good number against us. Do not be surprised if he gets at least one touchdown, possibly two. He's been lacking in that category so far this year. He only has one. And that was against the Chiefs, surprisingly. So it all depends on how they decide to use him as far as that goes. But they'll be trying to get him in the end zone. Because of those numbers being low. So that got my attention right away. Let's see. Now, Ray McLeod, I'm very familiar with as a Clemson Tiger fan. Ray McLeod is one of the most dangerous return men out there. 21 receptions, 229 yards, 10.9 average. Now, I want you to pay attention to this average. Yak is what he does. That's who he is. He has hands. He may not have the speed of T. Higgins. He may not have the athletic ability of DeAndre Hopkins. But this dude can absolutely get yak. He's got strength galore. And he keeps his legs turning. That's who he is. So that's evidenced in the average column here. as you see, even against the Chiefs, 8.5. You got the Saints 8.7, Buccaneers 11, Steelers 13, you know, Eagles 14. So these are considered to be the toughest teams out there right now, in the NFC and the AFC currently. And this dude has done consistently well against all of them. So my whole thing is, this is yet another weapon we have to watch out for. And when you look back at his history with the San Francisco 49ers, look at this 17.4 average, 11.2, and now with the Atlanta Falcons, 10.9, because of the 49ers showing everybody how everybody's supposed to use him, now he is starting to put up these numbers consistently. And I want y'all to be careful and watch out for this dude. Stay in your assigned lanes on special teams, please. Do not get out of your lanes. This dude will take advantage of it, and he will take it to the house. I'm telling you, he will. And I think, yeah, he's second string return man. So you got lucky. You got lucky for now. But once they start using him in more of a rotational role for return man, watch out. They're developing him right now. They're grooming him for that role. But he can play wide receiver as well. He's a very, very dangerous wide receiver. That's his primary function right now. But once he's able to do both, that's when you need to be careful. Because he's going to start hitting his stride. As far as Drake London is concerned, Drake London, you're looking at a 3-year veteran, 6'4", 215 pounds from the Trojans. 32 receptions, 354 yards, 11.06 average. Here again, I'm highlighting the averages because yak is something the Atlanta Falcons do on a regular basis. This is who they are. This is their history. So I want people to pay attention to that. And yes, eventually it does turn into touchdowns. But again, we're dealing with yet another yak man. 12.8 against the Buccaneers. 10.7 against the Saints. 11.2 against the Kansas City Chiefs. You had 9 against the Eagles. And then you had 7.5 against the Steelers. That raunchy Pittsburgh Steelers defense. In his career with the Atlanta Falcons, 12.1 is his average for all 3 years. But look at this, 13.1 last year with the Falcons. And again, those touchdown numbers are low. Until they got Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, who threw for 500 yards last week. Now, these guys became even more dangerous weapons. Now, I want to also point out Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, many of you are familiar with Kyle Pitts. 6'6", 250. Big tank of a tight end, 4 years in the league. From Florida. 15 receptions, 193 yards. 1 touchdown. But again, look at the average. 12.87. This is yet another yak man. What was Gronk? What was Greg Olsen? What was Jeremy Shockey back in the day? These guys were yak men. What is Travis Kelce today? He's a yak man. He keeps pushing the ball forward. He's big. He's burly. He's strong and he's aggressive. And again, you've got 12.6 against the Buccaneers. You've got 6.7 against the Eagles. You've got 8.7 against the Steelers. We're gonna kind of throw this one out because he was only caught the ball 2 times against the Chiefs. But the 29.5 is a little bit overinflated. But still, point is, Yak Man. And over his career, look at this average column here. This is again what I want to point out. Look at this. That is disgustingly dirty. And you know I'm a yak man. You know I went immediately to the yak as soon as I saw it. Because I have an eye for this stuff, people. I do. I have an eye for it. When I'm looking through the stats, this tells me a story about these players and who they are. All right, 12.6 in 2023. Last year. All right. 2022, 12.7. Even just this year, 12.9. This is consistent, folks. This is consistency. And then 15.1 in 2021 when he first entered the league, which is his highest average total yet. And yardage total. It's 17 full games. That's what he's capable of doing, folks, in his rookie year. That's just his rookie year. And last year he played 17 full games, 12.6, 667 yards. If that's his rookie slump, I don't want to see what he's going to do to us next year. I'm legit concerned. We got to get some help out there at linebacker to deal with that. Because that ain't it. What we got to do with players like that, God help our secondary. That's all I got to say right there. God help our secondary because they got to step up and they got to do double duty. That is not it. All right, so offensive lineman wise, Chris Lindstrom, everybody should be familiar with. Now, I'm pretty sure people know who he is. 6 years in the league, 6'3", 310 pounds from Boston College. Big old strong guard. I scouted this dude. Okay, so in 2021, 22, and 23, he was fully healthy and starting games. And the dude did work. He was one of the most consistent linemen that the Atlanta Falcons had. And I wanted him. I'm trying to tell you, I wanted him in the worst way when we scouted him. Because we needed a guard. We really, really did. And the fact that we did not get our guard and we let the Atlanta Falcons get our guard pisses me off to no end. That's a division rival. You do not allow a division rival to get what you need and put that on their offensive line. That's a huge no-no. You don't do that. That's not acceptable. And that's been our management, man. We've been doing stupid things ever since, 2016. So, what else is new? What else is new there? But they may try to throw Tyler Aguilar in there a little bit, mix it up with the run backs. 33 carries, 178 yards, 5.39 average. That's a very dangerous average if you're a running back. Watch out. Again, I'm pointing these things out because this is their rotational piece. Okay, you got an average of 2 against the Buccaneers, but you had 6 attempts. And the Buccaneers have a strong D line. That's what that tells us. So what they did was they used him as a wide receiver, 3 catches for 13, and got what they needed out of him. But it was mostly the wide receivers that did most of the work there. And the starting running back, of course. But you go down this list, you got 7.5 against the Saints, you got 4.6 against the Chiefs, you got 5.9 against the Eagles, and you got 7 against the Steelers. That's averages. Again, averages when you're a running back mean a heck of a lot more. Because that can tell you the story of how these guys are getting used, what they're being used for, and why. And what they're doing with them, in those schemes. So, even against the Kansas City Super Bowl defending champions, 4.6 off 7 carries. If that shouldn't give you a clue as to how dangerous this Atlanta offense can possibly be, I don't know what to tell you. This is a very, very potent Falcons offense on paper. And when they get on the field, you saw what happened last week. They went toe to toe with the Buccaneers and lost by 6. They matched them blow for blow, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you, that Buccaneers offense needs some work, but they put in the work against that Atlanta secondary, which is complete garbage. Now we're going to get into the defense because I want you guys to see this. When you look at the Atlanta Falcons secondary, this is where it starts to get interesting. 1 moment. Let me pull them up. The last 2 weeks, they have been complete garbage. They gave up 24 points against the Saints, and they actually gave up 30 points against the Buccaneers last week. So the last 2 weeks, they have steadily declined against major offenses. Can we take advantage of it? Maybe. Maybe. I'm going to say maybe with a grain of salt. Because knowing us and our ability to take advantage of defenses against the Raiders and Bengals, if we're playing properly, I'll say maybe with a grain of salt. But if we come out there playing like we did against the Chicago Bears, no chance at all. None at all. 0. They will trample the heck out of us if we come out there playing like that again. All right, so let's kind of take a look at this Falcons defense real quick. And obviously, I'm going to center in on Justin Simmons. Already, right out of the gate, Justin Simmons catches my attention. 6'2", 215 pounds, 9 years in the league from Boston College. 7 solo tackles, 1 pick. Now, here's the interesting thing. When he battled against the Chiefs, he had 4 assists out of 6 tackles. But in the rest of these games, he was solo tackling. 3 assists against the Steelers. So there are games where he can handle his own and other games where he can't. So he's kind of a Jekyll and Hyde type of safety here. That's something we can take advantage of. Now, career-wise, this is where you have to look at it and say, wait a minute. Because it doesn't match up with his career numbers. Look at this, 450 solo tackles out of 621. Leaving 171 for assisted. And 412 solo. There it is. 412 solo tackles. So it makes you wonder, that doesn't line up. He's not a guy that likes to blitz, as evidenced by the sack count. He'll quietly get his one, with the Denver Broncos, per year, but that's really about it. But this is the number I want people to pay attention to. 66 pass deflections. Think about that. Ladies and gentlemen, 66 pass deflections. He's only just getting started this year, and he's got 2. And here's the even more dangerous number of 31 interceptions. Now let's go back to the pass deflections for a second, because you got 15 here in 2019. You got 12 pass deflections in 2021. You got 9 pass deflections in 2020. Moving on down, you got 8 here last year and 7 in 2022. Those are consistent numbers. This dude is highly dangerous as far as pass deflections go. Interceptions wise, that's where he is even more dangerous. This dude's got very, very good interception numbers for a safety. And here's another scary number. As of recently, he's got 5 forced fumbles, recovering 3 of them. That's in the last 3 years, ladies and gentlemen. 2022, 2023. This dude was hunting forced fumbles and got them. So be careful. Hold on to the ball. Do not lose that football tomorrow. You got me? Do not lose that football. That's a dangerous player right there. And I was right to centering it on him first. AJ Terrell. I'm very familiar with AJ Terrell as a Clemson fan. Watched him play 3 years in a Clemson uniform, so I know exactly who he is and what he can do. 6'1", 200 pounds, 5 years in the league now. Has 20 solo tackles. 20. I told you. I said it. When this man got drafted 5 years ago, when I first started my YouTube channel, I said this dude, once he settles in, is going to be one of the most dangerous people at cornerback position. Was I lying? Look at this 20 solo tackles. It takes him a year to get adjusted, but good God, already. Now, it all depends on what he's being used for. Okay, so when he first started out rookie year, 7 pass deflections, 3 forced fumbles. Look at that. 3 forced fumbles. I'm telling you, this dude is a beast. 58 solo tackles, 74 combined. This is a man you do not trifle with in that defense. I met him in person. Great guy, by the way. Actually twice because I was there for the Clemson fan day before he ever became a Falcon. So, love him to death, even though he is a Falcon. and you know what I told him at that meet and greet at the mall? I said, if you're ever a free agent, please consider the Panthers. We would love to have you here, man. You know, I'm still saying it now. Please come to us. Please. Please. We would love this type of talent on our defense. My God, would I love to have that type of talent. All right, so you're looking at 16 pass deflections in 2021. 16! And a forced fumble that year. Oh, and not to mention 51 solo tackles out of 81. And a sack. That's in 16 games, ladies and gentlemen. I told you this dude is an animal at corner. I wasn't joking. Once he got accustomed to their system, oh, it was off to the races. Look at this. Look at this. 9 pass deflections in 2022 with a fumble recovery. 30 solo tackles out of 47. You notice how low these assisted numbers are compared to the solo tackles? I told you. He can hold his own. I've been saying that. Because I know this dude. I know what he can do. I know what he's capable of. 30 solo tackles, 30 solo tackles, 20 solo tackles out of 26. 20 out of 26 just this year. This dude is not a joke. Okay, he's completely healthy. Look at this. Has not missed a single game yet that he has started. That's not good, folks. And I guarantee you they're going to put him on Deontay Johnson. I guarantee it. Dude is solid in coverage, too. Very, very solid. He might be one of the top 15 corners in coverage. Completely underrated guy right here. Just because he doesn't have any pass deflections yet this year doesn't mean he's not going to get them. And he's going to start with us. I bet my bottom dollar he will start with us. That number will not look like 0 after that Panthers game tomorrow. How much y'all want to bet? There ain't no way. You put Adam Thielen over there, you put XL over there, he'll get a pass deflection. I guarantee it. Deontay Johnson is your only hope of not getting a pass deflection. So you've got 4 forced fumbles throughout his career. Lucky for us, they were in his first 2 years. But the problem is he's due for one. Pay attention. Just because he doesn't have any in the last 3 years so far, counting this season, doesn't mean he can't still get one. I'm trying to tell y'all, just because he doesn't have a sack count, he's not being used for sacks. He's being used correctly. He's being used in coverages. So I wanted people to be aware of these numbers and who he is. Because that man is nobody to trifle with back there. Now, I did say the secondary has been bad the last two games, but he is not the problem in Atlanta. I can tell you that right now. He is not your problem, Atlanta. You want to blame somebody? Blame Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates is supposed to be covering him back there. But instead, he's more focused on tackling people and getting forced fumbles rather than picking out passes. And that's evidenced right here. You know, he got two pass deflections against the Eagles, one against the Chiefs. But honestly, I wouldn't even vote him as the problem back there. It's more so the linebackers, to be honest, if I was going to pinpoint it. I did watch a little bit of that Saints Eagles game back 2 to 3 weeks ago. So I have a pretty good understanding of what the Saints are doing. You know, but I haven't watched the Falcons or the Buccaneers yet. So I have yet to see what they're doing. But I want you to notice, again, 648 combined tackles, 408 solo tackles for this gentleman right here. Notice what this has in common with everybody on this defense. Look at the number of assists. Now, when you go back and you look at the Panthers 2015 defense, the biggest thing you'll notice is everybody can solo tackle. And it's not relying on each other. Yet, you only see maybe one or two that need help, and we are able to cover it. You know, when you go back and look at the numbers. So, again, the Falcons are building this defense correctly, and it's showing. You got 57 career pass deflections. This is another one of those guys we got to watch out for right here. 15 pass deflections back in 2020 with the Bengals. This is when Andy Dalton was with them, by the way. So 2023, he's back at it again with 11 pass deflections. Consistent numbers. The only year he had trouble was 2011. And they were using him more so as a run stopper more than a pass deflector. So that's what I want people to pay attention to right there. Again, look at the consistency of solo tackles versus assists. These guys are very, very good at this. That's what their talent is. But the biggest number we got to worry about is this one right here. Forced fumbles. Forced fumbles, ladies and gentlemen. Again, are you seeing a pattern? You got picks as well. All right, so let's kind of look at these linebackers a little bit. I wanted to focus in on that. Matthew Judon. Now, most people are familiar with him. 9 years in the league, 265 pounds, 6'3". And people kept saying, oh, he's undersized for a linebacker. And they're right. 9 solo tackles, and a sack and a half. He doesn't have the muscular frame of most of these linebackers out there, but he makes up for it with speed. And that's evidenced by his tackling numbers. See, again, look at the low number of assists 126 versus the solo tackles 240 out of 386. Again, that's what you need to see right there. Low number of pass deflections. The two most dangerous numbers I want people to focus in on are the sack count, which is at 68. You know, you talk about before 2023. This dude was a monster when it came to sacks. Look at this: 8 sacks, 7, 9.5, 6, and that's with the Baltimore Ravens. Now you put in the New England Patriots 12.5, 15.5 with 3 pass deflections, I might add, and 2 forced fumbles, recovering one of them. And then the final year where the New England Patriots dropped off the face of the earth, you got only 4 sacks and a safety. Actually, 2 safeties to his credit. So, but look at the forced fumbles. None. Could this be a new trend? I don't know. But I want people to be aware. Just because he only has a sack and a half so far doesn't mean that won't go up against us. They will use him. I'm not so much worried about the pass deflections as I am the sacks. That's where we got a problem. He hasn't been forcing fumbles since back in the day, back since 2022. That doesn't mean you can't force one. So be on guard, obviously. But, don't let your guard down, but, don't play like you think he's going to get sacks. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Judon's a very nasty tackler, though, from what I know about him. Troy Anderson, again, 6'4", 245 pounds, undersized guy, Montana State. 3 years in the league, but look at the numbers. 21 solo tackles, 1 pick. Now, where did you get most of these tackles from? Saints in the Chiefs game. He got the pick against the Saints. And I'm telling you, if any of these guys play, well, this dude's got 60 solo tackles out of 132. You could take advantage of that right there. That's a weak spot. Now, be aware, if you try to run it up the middle too much, force fumble. Be aware, if you keep trying to mess around, this dude's numbers could go up, just like anybody else's on this defense. So it goes back to the old saying, F around and find out. You know what I mean? F around and find out. Don't do that, Panthers. Let's not F around and find out. We're smart enough that we should not be doing that. All right, Zach Harrison, 2 years in the league, Ohio State. Another Buckeye, very dangerous players, coming out of Ohio State on defense so far in the last few classes. You got a solo tackle for him. He's not yet fully integrated into that system, but he did get 3 sacks last year. So that is something to take a look at. So if they're using him in any packages, they're most likely going to be blitzing him. Grady Jarrett. Everybody knows Grady Jarrett. This dude's not a mystery to anybody anymore in the league. Very dangerous, 290-pound guy. 10 years in the league. From Clemson, my alma mater, by the way. My coup de grace college team. Well, not my alma mater, but I never went there. But my favorite college team, though. 10 years in the league, still just as dangerous as ever. 9 solo tackles, sack and a half. The biggest thing with him, he was never big on solo tackling, even at Clemson. But look at the sack count. That's what I want you to pay attention to. That sack count is dangerous. It was more dangerous back in this time period here. 18, 19, 20. You could probably count 20, I guess. And then you got 2022, where he's back at it again with 6 sacks. But he's not really known for pass deflections. As of recently, that's what they're trying to turn him into, is a pass deflector. And they tried to use him as a forced fumble creation person, but that was only mildly successful in 18 and 19. Since then, they decided, we'll back off. He's more of a project now, I think. But he's got the sack and a half so far, so don't sleep on him. All right, any Clemson players from those defenses when Dabo Swinney first came into Clemson, do not sleep on them. I'm telling you, that is your butt. You sleep on any of these guys. Now, especially the people from Brent Venables' class. His group of defensive players were absolute animals. AJ Terrell's one of them. So these are people you don't mess with. You don't throw that ball anywhere near them. And here's another road, Ruka Rororo. They just got him. And he is a nasty defensive tackle. Once he gets integrated into the system, and wait for it, man. I'm telling you, 6'4", 295 pounds. This dude can play. He can play, folks. What he's known for is run stopping. And that's exactly what they got him for. Run stopping. Dude can tackle. He's a tackle machine. And he's the last of Brent Venables' defensive classes. So this is a dude that's going to be a potential problem for us in the future. I'm just saying it right now. Right now, you don't have to deal with him. But I'm warning y'all about him ahead of time. Before he becomes a problem. You got, let's see, Lorenzo Carter. Obviously, everybody knows Lorenzo Carter at this point, 7 years in the league from Georgia. Big 6'5", 265-pound guy. 8 solo tackles so far this year. Got 4 of them against the Saints. But again, this is more of a balanced tackler. You don't see him getting a bunch of solo tackles, so he needs help. But what he does do well is sacks. There's a consistent four sacks a year, pretty much, except for the New York Giants, in 2020. Pass deflections, you got 4 here in 18. You got 5 here in 19. 5 here in 2021. And a pick. Plus 2 forced fumbles that year, too. Honestly, that was probably his best year. He had 50 total tackles. Played in 14 games. So, he's another one that just because you see the solo tackles and that's it, doesn't mean he can't do other things. Some of these guys might have some hidden talents, and they don't show up until later. Jesse Bates. Where do I know this name from? Cincinnati Bengals. That's why I recognize his name. Yep. Got drafted by the Bengals. He's from Wake Forest. Oh, he gave my Tigers all kinds of trouble back in the day. 6'1", 210. 7 years in the league. A little undersized for a safety, but he gets the job done. He's very, very fast. So that size difference is made up with speed. 21 solo tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and a pick so far. Very dangerous player. Do not sleep on this dude. He got 2 pass deflections against the Eagles and 1 against the Chiefs. That's tricky to do. To be honest with you, that's tricky to do right now. So, overall, you're looking at yet another solo tackler. Look at this, 408 solo tackles out of 648. That's a pattern with this Falcons defense. They may be giving up these passes and making the tackles, but they're not letting you get the yak. And that's the important thing. So 57 pass deflections. Here's another one. Ladies and gentlemen, here is another one. This is a pattern. You can't let these guys pass deflect these balls. They will have a field day if they pass deflect these balls. You won't go anywhere. You got 21 picks. This is the dude you got to watch out for really carefully. Because if this dude is anywhere near anybody with a tip ball, like we had, I've seen some examples of that in the league this year. You got some tip balls in the air, can't really do anything about them, and then all of a sudden, here comes Mr. Jesse Bates swooping in for the kill, getting the pick. And he had 6 last year. He had 4 the year before that. He's already got 1 so far. I'm just saying. When that pick came against the Eagles, y'all pay attention. These players can come back and bite us, man. For real. Look at that, 275 yards off interceptions. So not only did this dude catch interceptions, he actually did something with it. He did a little something with it. Here's another dangerous number: 8 forced fumbles. 8. He's already gotten 2 this year. And excuse me. To be honest, another player you don't want to trifle with. Now, I will say this. Why do you have the Atlanta Falcons giving up all those points against the last 2 teams that they faced? It's because of the dangerous wide receivers that they were facing. And Mike Hughes, Mr. 5'10", 190-pound Mike Hughes, all this man can do is solo tackle. That's all he can do to stop these players from doing what they want to do. He's not a pass deflector. He's barely a solo tackler this year. And like I said, they use him very rarely. You know, it's intermediate. The 23 pass deflections came early on. 9 against with the Vikings, 6 with the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's see. 4 forced fumbles with the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's working with that Pro Bowl type defense. You know, that'll help you get to that level and do those types of things. And you'll see your pass deflections number increase. You'll see your solo tackle number increase. 40 out of 47. So he has the potential to be a solo tackle. But for now he still needs help a little bit. Although the assist number is low. But yeah, 18 solo tackles so far, 5 games. You're not catching my attention, Mike. Mike. It's hump day! I'm just kidding. No. Mike Hughes, that's an advantage right there. We can take advantage of that. If this dude is playing. Now, let's take a look at that injury report. Let's see what we got here. We have a lot of unspecified players here. You've got Jake Matthews, Caleb, David, Taquan, and Grady Jarrett, all unspecified, that did not practice on Friday. You got Troy Anderson, who is out. That's your inside linebacker. Okay, so big names that did have either full or limited practices: Darnell Mooney, Matthew Judon, D. Alford, Nate Landman, and Bijan Robinson. Now, with that hamstring injury and him getting full practice, they're going to put him back in rotational role. 1 or 2, in the 2 slot with that. Um, with D. Alford back, that's some slight depth because of the concussion. You had limited practice on Wednesday, full practice, full practice. So it seems like this dude is good to go. He cleared concussion protocol, so I would say he's cleared and ready to go. Matthew Judon with the hamstring. He's still limited. Okay, notice he had the limited status on Friday as well as Wednesday. So maybe that hamstring is still bothering him. Keep that in mind, folks. You can take advantage of stuff like that. Darnell Mooney, knee injury, limited, full practice. Okay, yeah, Darnell Mooney's probably gonna play. All right, so just assume that all of these guys are going to be on the field. That have been given clearance with full practices on Friday. If they're not, then you know how to prepare for it. Now let's take a look at our injury report. We got Austin Corbett. Big injury. And this dude is out for the year. We're going to have Brady Christensen coming in. And I warned y'all early on, this was a horrendous idea. I warned y'all. Now Brady Christensen is locked into center position. He cannot help you anywhere else. He cannot help you at any other position now. He has to only play center because Andrew Rahm is hurt. With a concussion, of all things, a concussion. How does this dude get a concussion during practice? We never even put him on the field. How? I don't get it. Anyway, that's besides the point. Now you've got Brady Christensen locked into center, which I warned you about. I warned you this is why we needed to draft a center. Nobody listened to me, and we completely skipped center during the draft. I warned you. And now here we are. This management does not listen. I'm telling you. Granted, about a fourth of the fan base doesn't either, but still. They believe what they want to believe. We'll let them stay in their delusion. But I told you, this was going to become a problem. Now you're locked into this. You have no way out. How is Brady Christensen supposed to help you now? This is why I did not want Cade Mays to leave this team in the first place. This is why I didn't want him gone. Thank God we got him back. You're lucky we got him back. Guys, I scouted and got both of these guys correct when we picked them. Now, granted, I didn't get the prediction of what round they got picked in correct, but still, I knew how influential and how important these guys were going to be. So now you've got Brady Christensen trained for all 5 positions. Cade Mays was gone. So now who's supposed to be that multi-tool? And now you brought Cade Mays back. Smart move. But you never should have let him out of your sight to begin with. I warned y'all about that. I warned y'all. Again, these guys don't heed my warnings. But okay, you put yourself in that position. None of us did that to you. You did that to yourselves, Panthers management. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, who's supposed to be that Swiss Army knife? It's got to be Cade. You got to put him in the 53. You got to use him. Please, I'm begging you, please use Cade Mays. Please. If you believe in Andrew Rahm as much as we all do, then you got to put Cade Mays in. It's just the smart, intelligent thing to do. The dude can play guard and center. That is your third string go-to guy. Never mind that. Anyway, moving on. Josie Jewell, one of our top two biggest run stoppers since Derek Brown has been out. You know, got a hamstring groin injury. He's still out. Um, that's going to put pressure on everybody else on that D line. Somebody's got to step up. Shaq is hurt. Josie Jewell is hurt. You know, Derek Brown's out for the year. Somebody's got to step up. Who's it going to be? What are we going to put the janitor in there to get him to step up? Because none of the rest of these guys know how to get off their blocks. I've been trying to tell you all that. This is week 6, and these guys still don't know how to get off their blocks and handle their business. All right, so you got Deontay Johnson, who is questionable. He's probably going to play. I feel like he will. We've had a lot of success with him so far. It all depends on that ankle injury. So we'll see how that goes. Taylor Moton with an elbow injury is officially ruled out. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that actually makes me happy. Because here's the thing, man. This dude has a. Yeah, he had 2 good games the last 2 weeks. But I want to see who Yash Neiman is. That's why this makes me happy. Because I want to see if Yash really does have it in him to get the job done. You know, over at right tackle. And if he's got the ability to get the job done at right tackle, he can do the job at left tackle. And replace Icky right now, who's been having a rough time. Yeah. Both Taylor Moton and Icky have survived for 75% of the game. That's not good enough, though. That's not good enough. You've seen it when Icky has failed in the last 2 weeks. It has led to a major play that has cost us a game. Icky is still the problem. I've been trying to tell y'all that. Nobody wants to freaking listen to me. But, oh no, let's just keep going. It's the same way we have been. Top 5 offense, my flat foot. Anyway. Anyway. Am I right? Y'all have heard enough rants about that. I'm done ranting about that. Stop making excuses for the man. Just please stop. Please stop. CBS even freeze framed his mistake for you. If you're not going to see it now, you're not ever going to see it. I don't know. I don't know. Tommy Tremble with a concussion is out. Oh, Lordy. And that marks 2 players on this list that have a concussion. Jeez. Now you got Clowney, who has a shoulder injury, who's going to be doubtful. Probably won't play. You got Alshon Robinson, who's got an ankle injury. He's listed as questionable. Probably won't play. Icky with an elbow injury. Full practice on Wednesday. Limited practice on Thursday. Full practice on Friday. We'll probably go. He'll probably suit up. Dane Jackson with a hamstring injury. Full practice, limited, questionable. This is exactly what I was warning you guys about. When these guys try to do too much, they end up hurting themselves because somebody else isn't stepping up. And that player that's not stepping up knows exactly who he is. I don't need to say the name because we have already said it about 100 times in the last 2 to 3 weeks. That player knows exactly who he is. And because he hasn't stepped up, Dane has had to play Superman over there and cover these guys one-on-one on an island for 75% of these games. I'd be fine with that certain safety being over there if he wasn't playing like trash in coverage. But the fact is, he is. And his tackling ability isn't getting it done either. So Dane has to cover up for his inequities and try to do too much. This is why J.C. Horn kept getting injured. This is why Dante Jackson kept getting injured. This is why Bradbury got injured. You can go back to the Ron Rivera days. These guys were all trying to do too much because they did not have the help from linebackers and safety. And I'm trying to tell you, that's what we're doing with here. You can keep ignoring it, you can keep sweeping it under the rug, but this is exactly what we're doing. Eventually, you gotta deal with it. You gotta look the bull in the eyes and deal with it. You can't keep sweeping it under the rug forever. And that's what's pissing me off about half this fan base is they don't see it. They want to act like it's not there. And I'm like, okay, do what you want to do. Yeah, let's blame Ajaro, who had a top 10 defense last year. Oh, yeah, but sure, he's the problem now, huh? What a joke. What a joke. Oh, so we're blaming Ajaro for all the injuries that we've had this year? That's not his fault. You can't, bro. When Will Kuechly had injuries all around him, even he himself got injured. Did we blame Steve Wilkes? No, we did not. Did we keep blaming the defensive coordinator for those situations? No, we did not. So I don't want to hear it. Y'all keep stressing me out with that garbage. And I'm done watching it. I'm done listening to that one. You're not going to sell me on the fact that this was a Jaro's problem. You're not going to do it. because I know the real problem is Xavier Woods. He has been the whole year. And I've been calling it out week after week after week after week after week. Nobody wants to hear it. And I'm telling you, if he does it again during the game against the Falcons, I will say something about it. And I will be very vocal about it. Yeah, he can tackle, but he's an assistant tackler. Been pointing this out for weeks. There's nothing freaking new there. Why do these corners have to suffer because we can't get adequate safety help? Week after week after week. Because these guys cannot get the job done. Even a person with a ring around their finger from the LA Rams cannot get the job done. I don't. I even got on Trey Boston's butt. He was a Jekyll and Hyde safety, man. But good God, man. When he was bad, he was horrible. And when he was successful, he was successful. And I loved him for it. And I gave him the credit he was due. I gave him his due. But those bad games cost us so many points, bro. So many. So now these corners have to do double duty and they have to act like Superman out there. 1-on-1 versus these top 10 wide receivers all the way down to like top 25 wide receivers. But still, very, very dangerous and talented guys 1-on-1 on an island without help. Because the safety decides he wants to go into Narnia, into the freaking closets. And just stand there like a loaf of bread. Y'all know what play I'm talking about, too. He just sat there in the end zone and watched him. He just watched him. Just stroll in there. It's DJ Moore. The dude was playing tripwire along the sideline. You had every opportunity to knock this dude out of bounds and save the touchdown. Every opportunity. You just stood there like a freaking gargoyle. I'm done. I'm done ranting. I'm done. I'm done. And now you got Dane Jackson hurting himself, who is our most reliable corner right now, besides J.C. Horn. Yet this is a Jaro's fault? Excuse me? I'm not. No, I'm not buying it. Yeah, and not to mention, there's been way too many communication breakdowns. Exactly, it's Daryl Sunchild. That's the players. That's not the coach. The coach has been dictating these plays since day one. If you're not familiar with the system by now, you've been playing this long in the system and you're not familiar with the play calling and the signal calling, start learning it. There's zero excuses for that. Zero. I'm sorry. I'm just not buying that argument either. This is what, year 3 or 4 with Ajaro? And the dude's put up top 10 defenses with us for 2 of those 3 years. Why do you think that is? Number one, the injuries have been limited. Number two, communication's been good. Number three, these guys were executing and doing what they're supposed to be doing. Not taking improper angles on tackling, not doing dumb things, stopping the yak. so that the rest of these guys could do their job. Now we have injuries. That's part of the game. We've been hit with way too many of them. But I mean, that's not really our fault. We can't control but so much of that, you know. That's part of the game. But communication issues we can. Execution we can. That's got to stop. And that's got to stop this week. Y'all got to fix that this week. Period. XL. Shoulder injury, full practice, he'll play. I need more out of XL, though. I need to see more. I love him so far, but I want more. Give me more. Give me more. It's like a kid reaching down into the cookie jar for more cookies. Give me more. Give me more, bro. Give me more. Ian Thomas, limited practice, questionable. And this dude hasn't even really done anything this year. Your one job is to block on screenplays. Okay. I'll grant you that. You've been doing that. But what else can you do? What else can you do? I saw you doing a little bit of catching in the last couple of games last year. I need to see more. Give him a couple more opportunities. I want to see him try to catch a few balls. Don't just use him as a blocker. Heaven forbid, if that's all you're going to use him for all year, then we might as well get rid of him now. Because there are about 100 other tight ends that can do that job, that are bigger than him and stronger, that are slightly better than him right now on that are going to be on that free agent market next year. And probably on the trade market at the end of the year, too. You might as well move on. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I warned y'all about Austin Corbett, man. I warned y'all. We didn't draft a center. Now Brady Christensen is locked into one position. He cannot get out of it. He has to play center for the rest of the year. Bro, y'all have locked him into a corner. Y'all have locked him into a corner. He can't help you anywhere else now. I warned y'all this was going to happen. No, we didn't want to draft a center. No, we only wanted to pick up Andrew Rom. Nah, we'll be all right. Brady Christensen is good. Brady Christensen is great. Okay. But are we yet again sweeping under the rug the tackle problem of Icky right now? We're sweeping yet another tackle issue under the rug. We've been doing it year after year after year after year after year since the Super Bowl. Y'all started doing it with Mike Remmers, and it has kept going up until now. This has got to stop. Stop making excuses for Icky. And you know, the funny thing is, that tip pass that Icky allowed. No. Y'all want to blame the veteran quarterback for that, saying he was holding on to the ball too long. He was clocked at 2.02 the week before y'all saw him have a tip ball. 2.02. That is faster than Matt Ryan, who clocked that in at a 2.5. That's faster than Bryce Young, 2.7. That's faster than most of these quarterbacks out there right now. And this dude's over 30 years old. And he's still clocking that number. Oh, but he's holding on to the ball too long? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you had to be like the Flash and get that ball out of there as soon as you snap it. Whoosh! How fast do you want him to get it out of there? How fast do you want him to, bro? He's in a freaking jug machine. Okay, he's a human being. Plus, CBS freeze framed it for you. They literally freeze framed him, Icky, missing his block, completely missing it, and allowing that to happen. I just, dude, I, I'm done making excuses for Icky. I'm done. I've been beyond done since last year making excuses for Icky. This dude was trash last year. Pure garbage last year. And what frustrates me is he's got the talent in it. That's what's pissing me off about Icky. And Taylor Moton. Taylor Moton's starting to show a little bit of it the last couple of games. But Icky, nah. Nah. Every time this man misses a block, it costs us a game winning play, man. Every time. This year. Y'all know it to be true. All y'all got to do is look at the Chargers game, man. All y'all got to do is look at the game that we just played against the Bears, too. Game changing plays. This dude gives up. How about the Bengals game? Do y'all see my point now? Stop sweeping this man under the rug. Stop giving him crutches to lean on. He doesn't deserve them. Yet y'all want to throw the quarterbacks, no matter who they are, under the fire every freaking time. We've run through half a dozen quarterbacks. Guess who they listen to? They're not going to listen to the person that has 550 subs down here. No, they're going to listen to the person that has 5,000 subs. Of course. Respectively. I guess that's what we have to get hurt. I don't know. I don't know. But this management needs to listen, man. For real. This is starting to really get on my nerves. And I could rant about this all day long, but I'm not going to. I pointed out our problems. If our management doesn't want to listen, that's up to them. They want to keep sweeping this stuff under the rug year after year after year. I can't help you if you don't want to help yourselves. You know what I'm saying? I've done everything I could possibly do to show y'all the error, what we need to fix. Not my fault y'all don't want to listen. But let's talk about something positive, though. We got Trevin Wallace. Trevin Wallace has been balling out, man. I love Trevin Wallace right now. I see some major potential in Trevin Wallace. 11 solo tackles so far. 11. And he's just getting started, folks. I see some major potential there. When I asked who was going to step up in the run stopping game, guess whose name should be the first one to pop up as an answer to that question? Trevin Wallace. He's been stepping up. Where are the rest of y'all? I grant you, Claudin got his tackles, you know, and they were good. They were nice. You got Charles Harris. We got 7 tackles and a sack, you know. But again, that's the Chicago Bears. That's the Chicago Bears. Look, man. When the man only has his 1 sack against the Chicago Bears, that's not enough. No, you got to show me more, Charles. I'm with you, but you got to show me more. Dude, we faced the Chargers, Raiders, Bengals, and the garbage Bears, who shouldn't even be 2-3. You know, so you got to show me more. I love you, but you got to show me a little bit more, buddy. You're off to a good start. Um, what's Shy Total been doing this year? 4 solo tackles. That's it. 4. This is yet another player who is not getting off their blocks to get run stops. He's not getting off his blocks at all. Why do you think I've been complaining about that game after game after game? I've said it multiple times per game. Get off your blocks. I don't care what you got to do. Hit the weight room. Do some jumping jacks. I don't care what it takes. Get off your blocks. Now, please. Don't wait till midseason. Don't wait till 3/4 of the season is over with when we're out of contention. Do it now, please. Against these Atlanta Falcons. While you still have a chance. Once these games are gone and they're spent, they're gone. You're not getting them back. And as many of the veterans have said in this league, your career can be over in the blink of an eye. It will feel like the blink of an eye. You'll feel like you barely accomplished anything. But, you know, if you're a veteran like Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis, you've accomplished a heck of a lot in that short amount of time. Greg Olsen, you know, players like that, they have accomplished the moon and back in that short amount of time because they had that type of talent. But players, you know, like Shy Tuttle, that career can go by in the blink of an eye and you'll feel like you did nothing out there. Absolutely nothing. And just collected a paycheck. That's real talk right there, man. And there's some players out there that will agree with that too. They just don't want to they don't want to admit it because they're under contract right now. But they know I'm right. They'll closet and admit it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's time to put Jamie Robinson in, man. It's time. It is time. It's beyond time to put this man in. He only has 2 solo tackles this year. Come on. Come on. You saw how hard hitting this dude is. You saw how aggressive he is. This dude can ball. Okay? Come on. Give him an opportunity. He's hungry for it. You can tell. You saw it during the Jets preseason game. You saw it when you actually gave him a few plays during the regular season. The man is hungry. Give him a shot. Woods ain't cutting it, man. Woods ain't cutting it at all in coverage. And he knows it. Why don't you just give him a chance? Please. Please. Pretty please, I'm begging you with a cherry on top. He won't let you down. Alright. If he does, I will personally get on him myself. Okay? I will personally throw smoke at him myself if he doesn't get it done. That's my guarantee. I'm vouching for him right now. So that means I'm not going to vouch for him if he fails. There you go. I'm not going to give him a crutch if he fails. That's my reassurance for you. Take it or leave it, Panthers management. I'm trying to help you. But only if you want that help. I can't do these jobs for you. I can't tell you what to do. This is your team. I can only make suggestions for you. I'm just a man behind the camera and a mic. I've said that many, many times, and I'll keep saying it. I'm just here to make suggestions, man. If you don't want it, you don't want it. So, it's up to you. But as far as corner is concerned, a name was brought up by Mel Kiper of someone he thinks that we are going to draft in the first round at corner position. I will look into said player. I don't remember the name of him. David does. He'll remind me tomorrow. And I'll mention that name during the stream on the way back from Charlotte, because I'll be car streaming, but I won't be looking at chat. My buddy will. But David will be reminding me of that name, and I'll have my buddy look that up while I'm streaming with you guys. So we'll do a little bit of research. But the idea is we're probably going to be landing in between 10 and 15 draft spot. That's if everything goes well, for the rest of the year. But we've got to get back on track and on schedule again. You left the train tracks again. Guys, you left the train tracks and you lost to the Chicago Bears last week. That cannot happen again. I'm trying to tell you, we have got to get back on the train. These guys took steps back, and it pissed me off. Stop leaving the train, man. You're going to get this coach fired, and it's going to be your fault. Not the coach's fault, it's going to be yours. Because David Tepper is the most impatient owner in the NFL. Guess who they're going to blame? They're going to blame Dave Canales for his lack of success because of his record. Okay. Well, Steve Wilkes didn't have the best record either, but we gave him a chance. The only way you're going to improve that coaching record is if you give him more chances to do so. You give him more time to develop this team. If you don't give him more time to do that, and you're impatient, he's going to go somewhere else. He's going to develop a team somewhere else with a more patient owner, and he's going to ball out and be in the playoffs consistently year after year after year. But you've seen all the things that this man is doing. You've seen how he's creating this team. He's got a purpose. He's got a vision. He has an idea of what he wants. So it's not Dave Canales' fault that the team is not succeeding. It's not Ajaro's. Stop it. Ajaro had a top 10 defense last year. Oh, so now suddenly it's his fault because we have injuries? Now it's the head coach's fault because we have injuries? No. Sorry, try again. You only keep scapegoating the wrong people over and over and over again. And it's pissing me off as a Panthers fan because I keep watching this year after year after year, and I'm like, stop doing this garbage. That's why nobody wants to stay here. They watch you guys clown these guys and throw them into the smoke. So then they say, nah, we don't want to be here no more. This coaching staff is garbage. They listen to y'all, man. They listen to the majority. They don't listen to us. They listen to the majority. And they take that into the locker room and they say, you know what? We're underappreciated. And that attitude starts to fester and grow and grow and grow until that feeling is so insufferable that they want out of Carolina. It's toxic vampires, man. I'm telling y'all. That's what we do in this fan base. Every year. I got a whole long list of players, including DJ Moore, that have come back to bite us because we have done this. And the management listens. Why? Why? It makes no sense to me. There are some times when the fan base just should not be listened to. And I respect that. That's why I respectfully step back and I allow the management to do their job. There are times when some guidance and some kind words and some advice is needed. That's when I step in and I say, okay, this is what we can do. Here are our options. Which options would you like to take? Door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. This is where it leads to. Positives and negatives. I'm presenting you with options. You do what you want to do. With that information, you do what you wish. This is your team, not mine. I'm just a fan of it. I'm just paying for tickets. I'm paying for food and merch. You know? I'm paying for city parking. Screw it. You know? I'm not paying the entertainment taxes. I don't live in Charlotte, but still. Point being, I'm just a fan. End of the day. And when I visit, I expect you guys to do what you're supposed to do. Come out there and play. You know, it ain't that. Look, man, the skills that got you to where you are in whatever position you play in are the skills that are going to carry you towards success in your career. That is your chosen player career path. Whatever position that you play. Get the job done. Please, just get the job done. I'm not asking for the world here. Just get it done. Get off your blocks. Use proper tackling angles. Get out of your own way. Stop doing stupid things that you know are going to get you penalties and fines. Yes, Tommy Treble, we're talking about you. And, you know, play your style of football and do what you're good at. Is that, I guess that's too much to ask for. I don't know. I guess that's too much to ask for, considering the Bears game. No, we proved we have that talent. We proved that we could do it against the Raiders and the Bengals, which we should have won that Bengals game too, by the way. But no, no, no. Let's continue to play cardiac cats football and keep acting like a bunch of clowns out there when we know we have more talent than that. That's what irritates me. We take one step forward, we take two steps back every single time. Every time. Every year. Why? Somebody please tell me why. Because I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't. Like, it pisses me off more now because we actually have a good coaching staff and I don't want them fired. So, right now, the name of the game is save these coaches' jobs so that we can continue to build. I want 5 wins at least. At least bare minimum this year. If y'all can't deliver me 5 wins at least, what the heck are we doing here? Why are these people here? We might as well be playing with a bunch of clowns off the side of the street that are homeless people. If we can't at least get 5 wins. I'm done with this garbage. I'm done watching everybody on this team undervalue their skills when they know they have more in them. I'm done watching these guys underperform and play lazy football. Lazy, undisciplined football when you know Dave Canales is getting these guys ready to play. These practices are harder than anything out there and matching NFL games. Just like Andy Reid is training his guys. And these guys just sit out there, on game day and act like they never got off the freaking plane. Why is this not translated? Please explain to me why this is not translated to the field on Sunday for games like Chicago. There's no excuse for us to pull into cardiac cats. None. I'm not saying we have enough talent to be a playoff team, but this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, I just, oh Lord, y'all help me with this, man. Lord, y'all help me with this. Robert Hunt gets hurt. Uh, it well, he doesn't get hurt, but he has blocking issues during the Bears game. When does that ever happen? Now I get it. If Taylor Moton was playing against Sweat and he was having trouble with him, Montez Sweat, I'll grant you, Sweat is a monster. Okay, I'll grant him a little bit of leeway. You put Sweat on Icky, Iggy's going to have a really bad game. And here's the thing, Montez Sweat hasn't been doing anything this year. He hasn't even been doing anything this year. That's what should piss you off as a Panthers fan. We pretty much neutralized the guy in this last game. And they still managed to massacre us. You tell me where Sweat's name appears on this tackle list. Tell me where it exists. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Yet you see his name right there in the depth chart. Where is his name on that tackle chart for the Bears game? Nowhere to be found. Meaning we neutralized him. How did you let a bunch of average to below average pass rushers, linebackers, and guys like that are overrated, by the way, pretty much destroy our offense with Andy Dalton in there and this supposed top 5 offensive line? I say supposed top 5 offensive line with a grain of salt, with a humongous grain of salt, which I've been exposing that for the past 2 or 3 weeks. But never mind what I said, because nobody wants to hear that. No, PFF, PFF, PFF. Y'all don't want to hear that. Why would y'all ever want to hear me say something about the PFF and actually call out what's actually there? It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd how we let these guys run circles around us like that. Absolutely absurd. I'm done with this. I'm done with this rant. Y'all see what I'm talking about, though, man. Who have the Bears beaten? They've beaten the Titans. Not impressive. Titans are garbage. Y'all even lost to the Texans 19-13. And the Texans have been garbage. The Colts have been garbage. AR got exposed. He can only throw the deep ball. We know this. He can't do anything else. I called that out during the NFL Combine. But yet you let AR beat you 21-16. Pathetic. The Rams, who have been completely garbage since the Super Bowl, you know, you barely beat them 24-18. Whoop-de-doo. Good for you. You actually got 2 wins. Do I give them a cookie? No. Because the Rams were trash. Our Panthers team played like trash. When we know we have more talent than that. And when I try to say that, I get absolutely bombarded by Panthers fans saying, oh no, we're complete garbage. We're complete garbage. No, we're not. If we're complete garbage, then how come we got to win over the Las Vegas Raiders, who are mediocre in the league? Who are much better than the Rams, Colts, Texans, and Titans? Explain that. We almost got a win over the Cincinnati Bengals, who are considered one of the major powers in the AFC right now. Who are much better Then again, the Rams, Colts, Texans, and Titans. Oh, but yet we're garbage? But yet we're garbage? Care to try again? No, not buying it. Not buying it, bro. Not buying it. Like you're gonna have to come with some better info than that. No, it's not. Oh, we're blaming Ajaro because our defense was awful. Okay, why was the defense awful? I don't have an answer exactly. You don't know because you didn't watch the game. Hey, media people, pay attention. Watch the games. Then you might actually learn something about who we are. Some of y'all do, and I give you credit for it. The rest of y'all don't. And the ones that don't are the ones that are usually yapping their mouths at us. Get a clue, man. Do your homework about this team, man. Do your homework on this team. Now you know when you look at that score that doesn't add up. That does not make sense at all. Consider that Andy Dalton just threw for 300 yards against two very decent teams and one very potent offense. But no, let's completely ignore that. When y'all were hyping him up to the moon last week, now he's suddenly the problem because he's holding on to the ball too long. Okay. Now we're gonna blame Dave Canales, who had no part in that whatsoever. Okay. Do you see the discrepancies with this fan base? I'm just trying to tell you. This is what y'all do. I'm just presenting facts. This is what y'all do. I'm letting y'all know this ain't it. So yeah, we as fans need to call ourselves out every once in a while too, for our own 180ness. And yet again, whenever I go out and have conversations about the Carolina Panthers, I don't want to hear conversations about Ajaro is the problem, Cam Newton this, you know, with the fumble, Cam Newton that. Oh, he did this, he did that. I don't want to hear all that. Nah. What I want to hear about is that win over the Las Vegas Raiders and that game that we should have won against the Cincinnati Bengals. Those are the types of games I want talked about when I'm trying to gain a new Panther sub. When I'm trying to gain a new follower for the channel and the group page. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how Andy Dalton threw for 300 yards in both of those games. I want to talk about how, Josie Jewell was a run stopping master in both of these games. I want to talk about Mike Jack, who handled his business out there at corner. That's the stuff I want to talk about. How about Chuba Hubbard? Can't forget him, man. Chuba balling out, putting up Derrick Henry numbers right now. I'm trying to tell you. That's the type of stuff I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about all the rest of this garbage when I have conversations with people. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Now all of a sudden our wide receivers have bricks for hands. So does Jatavian Sanders. Did y'all not even do any jug machine drills this week? Going into the Bears game. I don't, guys. Do we do tackling drills at all? Like at all? If so, where are they at? I don't get how. You know, look, man. Y'all can't be doing the same garbage every week from this point forward. It cannot happen. Okay. We've got the Atlanta Falcons. We've got the Washington Commanders. And the Atlanta Falcons are dangerous. I've said that before. I thought they were going to contend for the division title at the end of the year. Now you got the Washington Commanders, who have an excellent defense now. You got Frankie Louie. You got all these people, Jeremy Chin, built up, dangerous defense. We're going to have our hands full next week. We already have our hands full with the Falcons this week. But next week, it's going to be a rough time. Okay, so the Broncos are garbage. We can go in there, and if we play like we're supposed to play, we should win that game. 24-17. I'm saying it right now, 24-17, because they get 7 points in garbage time. We get destroyed by the Saints again. Not a surprise. And then we go into Germany. We kick the Giants' butt in Germany. Get our butts handed to us by the Chiefs again. National champions. NFL champions. So then, and only then, do we see the Buccaneers. And that's all before the Eagles and Cowboys game. So I honestly, all of that is before those two games. And I gotta be honest with you, Matt. This schedule's starting to look rough. I see a potential win over the Falcons. I see a potential win over the Washington Commanders. I see one over the Broncos. I see one over the Giants. I see one over the Cardinals. But the rest of these teams, where they at? We don't know. We can play our best ball and we can hope and pray that it's enough. But I got to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know. Vegas is going to bet against us. We already know this. All right, so now I'm about to actually get into the meat of this conversation now, because I got a bone to pick with DJ Moore. I got a bone to pick with DJ Moore, and then I'll say something about Dave Canales. And don't worry, Dave. You're not getting thrown under the bus. I got you. All right. But let me get on DJ Moore's butt, man. DJ, All right. All right. First of all, before I even start this, I understand that players that come out of Carolina have a chip on their shoulder and they're pissed off. They're angry, you know, and it's understandable. Okay? Because our management has treated our players like crap for years. It's a known fact. It goes back to Gettleman. Okay? I understand this. Steve Smith was completely justified. And I'm with Steve on that. I'm with the GOAT on this one. All right? But players have come out of Carolina and they've been complaining about us for a number of years now. I understand that and I respect that. But the difference is these players that have come out of Carolina, have talent, except for Robbie Anderson, the sideshow Bob looking guy. We're gonna leave it at that. No more needs to be said about that situation. But you know, a lot of good players have come out of Carolina that have skill. They've complained about our management, and rightfully so. They deserve to be complained about because it's been garbage. You know, so I'm not gonna freaking fault any of those guys. For that reason. DJ, DJ, that's my DJ. Not anymore. He ain't. Let me tell you something, DJ. I saw those comments, man. I saw those comments, and I gotta say, I'm not happy. I'm hurt. And here's another thing, man. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I gotta bring up these comments. I gotta do it, man. Bro, I hate doing this, man. This is completely out of character for this June. Completely out of character. And this is why it hurts so much, man. Do y'all see this? Do, am I the only one reading this right now? Now keep in mind, this dude has kept his mouth shut, kept his head down, and not said a single word while he was on Panther uniform. We had no issues with this dude whatsoever before he came out of Carolina. He plays well against us, and then he says this. Felt amazing. Just put a dagger through their heart. I'm hurt, DJ. I'm hurt, bro. I'm hurt. I'm shook, bro. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? All right, now let me preface this by saying that yes, we did move him right after he got a contract. You know, I understand that could possibly piss off a player. I get it. This that's been here that wants to stay. Yeah, I get it. You know, the fact that this man felt the need to say this speaks volumes about who we are as a franchise when he has never said a single word before this. That speaks volumes, folks. That pissed me off. I don't know about y'all, but that pissed me off right there. Sorry, I gotta trigger some folks, man. I gotta do it. Because business is business. And you know why I'm saying that? It, I'm gonna trigger some folks with these comments right here. Trigger warning, but y'all need to hear them. Business is business. These guys know that they could be moved at any point if they don't have a no trade clause. Any point. Of course, you got to ask the player for permission first, but still, any point, you could be talk. You could be dragged into the office and say, "I want you to consider these options." As far as potential trade partners for you, because we don't feel like you're making the cut. At any point, that could happen if you are not on a no trade clause. It's up to the player whether they want to sign off on it or not. But they know that this is a thing. And some of these guys get traded before they even realize they've been traded. They get the news through ESPN. You've seen it happen. Folks, don't act like it doesn't happen, because it does. And then you see the reaction afterwards. If these quarterbacks are not even aware of another quarterback being drafted until after it happens, or any plans of your own organization drafting somebody behind you, what makes you think they won't do that? What makes you think they won't move you, or at least attempt to move you, if you're not doing your job right? The thing is, yes, DJ had talent, he had the ability, so he was highly sought after. It was either him or Brian Burns at the time. The Bears wanted Brian Burns primarily. That's why they went after Sweat. They got Sweat because they could not get Brian Burns. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Look at their roster right now. Tell me I'm lying. Anyone who's paying attention to the roster moves directly after the fact that we declined that trade and put DJ Moore in there, you'll note that the Bears immediately went out and signed Montez Sweat the day after. Gee, I wonder why. They didn't get their primary target, so they went after target number 2. All I'm saying is, and it raises the question of what wide receiver would they have gone after if they couldn't have gotten DJ Moore? It makes you wonder, right? It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Just even a little bit? Even a tiny bit? Maybe. But, there were some good wide receivers out there. They might have ended up with T. Higgins. Who knows? Depending on how much money they had to spend. But my point is, you know, they were going to get their player one way or another. There ain't no dancing around it. There ain't no trading around it. They were going to get their player at one of those two positions, one way or another. And if they didn't, they were going to get their second option. So keeping that in mind, okay? Keeping that in mind, now you've got this to consider and chew on. If you look at Major League Baseball, any player at any time can get traded in baseball unless they've signed a no trade clause. Same with NFL football. Any player can be put on that trading block at any one time unless they have signed a non-trade clause or specifically said, I don't want to play in this city. They have the right to do that in the NFL. There's a lot more freedom to be able to do all that stuff in the NFL than Major League Baseball. But I mean, you look back at some of the craziest trades that have happened in baseball history. It's because they had no such freedom. They were thrown into the fire before they even realized they were thrown into the fire. You know, they got tossed to another team, and you know what those players say? Business is business. They recognize it. Okay, they recognize business is business. It's not personal unless you make it personal. So I think he understands business is business here, but he took it personal. That's what's pissing me off. That's what made me mad. Look, CMC was humble about it, man. CMC said, business is business. You got to do what you got to do. You needed the picks. I'm going to a better place. But now you got doggone DJ Moore taking it personal. DJ, who has never said a single word, taking it personal. You got to wonder why. You got to wonder why he's taking this personal. Look, man, if it's Scott, I get it. If it's Marty, I get it. Okay? Why would you take it personal with Dan Morgan, who is a former player on this team? Why would you take it personal with Dave Canales, who has had success in Tampa Bay? Why are you just now making this personal? After all these years in Carolina keeping your mouth shut and not doing a single thing, just earning your money, taking care of business, making your numbers. Why now are you making this personal? That's where I got a problem, man. That's where I got a bone to pick with you. You know, I understand. Yeah, you're probably bitter about the fact that you probably got moved. You know, and you wanted to say, I get that. I'm mad at you for that. But to say it felt amazing and you put a dagger through our hearts? Excuse me? Excuse me, sir? Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, 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 no. This is not who you are, DJ. This is not who you are. I'm disappointed in you, man. I'm very disappointed in the fact that you took that personal. Everybody else is gonna say, "Oh, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I don't blame him." Okay. Now I want these same people that are saying that to say CMC should have held more of a grudge. Hassan Reddick should have held more of a grudge for not getting paid enough. Josh Norman should have held a grudge, against his team and made it personal for not getting paid enough. All these players that got treated like crap under Gettleman. I want y'all to say something about that. Nah, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy, bro. Nah, you're not getting off the hook. You're not getting off the hook. Respectfully. I'm going to call y'all out. I ain't going to say no names, but I'm going to call y'all out. And I'm going to say, you know, I'm holding y'all accountable. Keep that same energy. Because I don't want to hear that no more. I don't want to hear that no more. Y'all got all this time. All this time where you keep making excuses for all these people to get pissed off at this organization. Okay, cool. Steve Smith was justified. I'm gonna give Steve Smith the benefit of the doubt. Josh Norman, it was not his fault. His agent screwed him over. So I'm gonna let him off the hook too. But the rest of these players, don't make it personal, bro. If you did, don't make it personal. There's no reason to. Unless you just don't like the general manager. And Steve Smith directly pointed his frustrations at the general manager. As he should have. You know? And I'm saying this too, man. That this is not the way. Letting these people go and having them have a chip on their shoulder and play even harder in these games against us after we put years of development into these players or lack of, but they still balled out anyway. Development into these players and have them come at us like that is not the way. That is not how you handle a successful NFL franchise. These comments right here, this type of stuff, this is unacceptable. From somebody that has been here for years and kept his mouth shut. I'm holding everybody accountable right now. I'm throwing everybody under the bus. Because y'all all deserve it. Everybody that did not love DJ Moore and said, you know, he can go, you know, okay. That's your opinion. The rest of us love DJ Moore, man. You know, we love the fact that this dude was not saying anything, yet working his butt off as a Carolina Panther. I loved every part of it, bro. You didn't ask for too much money. You know, you didn't whine, you didn't complain. You know, you didn't say a word when these quarterbacks were not throwing the ball to you. Not a word. You know, and I got respect for that. I got tremendous respect for that. Because how many players can come in here into Carolina and pull that same energy off at whatever position they play at? How many players? Not many of them. Not since the Golden players left. CMC, Thomas Davis, Kuechly. All of them never did it. But ever since then, not there's very few and far between. So I respect the heck out of it. The thing is, man, why is he just now saying this stuff? Why is he just now acting like this? Like, it baffles me, Matt. It baffles me. How we could drive a man like this to say something like this. There is something fundamentally wrong with this franchise when we manage to do that. There's something fundamentally wrong on many different levels. This has me legitimately concerned about our well being as a franchise. And it also pisses me off and it hurts me. Because I was about to buy this man's jersey, man. And y'all know how I feel about buying players' jerseys. Y'all know how I feel. I was about to buy this man's Panthers jersey. You know? For real. He was on my list of players I was going to buy a jersey of. And he's going to throw comments out there like that. Nah. Nah, dog. You're off the list. You're off the list. I'm no longer buying your jersey. You just pissed me off. I do not find it acceptable for you to go personal attacks on us, bro. That ain't the way. Like, nobody here, nobody knows you here as the person that says stuff like that. Nobody. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind. I don't know about y'all, but it blows my mind. Felt amazing. Put a dagger through their heart. Your words put a dagger through my heart, bro. I'm trying to tell you. They did. It breaks my heart, man, to read stuff like that. DJ, man, I freaking loved you as a player, man. Why? Why would you do this? Why? Why, man? I met you on the practice fields in the training camp. I thought I knew who you were. I wanted to see you pull a 180 on me, man. Personality wise. I'm so disappointed, bro. I'm hurt. I'm shook. Because this is not you. This is not you, DJ. Or maybe I read you completely wrong. Did I? You tell me. Because that's not the DJ Moore I know. He would never say something like that. Not in a Panther uniform, I know that much. Yeah. I just, I'm stunned. Like, you can see the genuine reaction in my face right now. I am stunned. Because this ain't him. This is not him at all. I had to get into this, man. I had to. God, it's been weighing on my heart all week, man. It really has. It's been weighing heavy on my heart, man. Why does everybody hate this team? Why? What did we do to y'all to make you hate us this much? What did we do as a franchise? Are we that fundamentally broken as a franchise that we are hurting everybody around us? And it's just a toxic relationship that bad? They all have to blow smoke at us and say stuff like this? Even former players? Good lord. I'm boggled by this. I'm absolutely boggled by this. I don't I don't even know how to properly respond to this without getting pissed off. I, I'm trying to stay as positive about this as I can. But this comment has irritated me to no end this week. It really has. I'm just being real with y'all. It has. And I hate to be that guy, but I've got to point this stuff out, man. So if it triggered you, I'm sorry. But sometimes the truth does trigger people, man. The truth does trigger people. They get so caught up in their little fantasies of what they want to believe and how they want to believe it. They don't want to see the truth, man. They hate it when the sun gets shown in their eyes. And in this case, it's bright, blinding sunlight shown in your eyes. What if Brian Burns had that to say? If he were to be traded instead of DJ, how would y'all feel about that? Would y'all feel just as shook as I am right now? Would y'all be shocked? Would y'all be pissed off? Heck yeah, you would. But no, no. Brian Burns is that golden boy that could do no wrong, right? He was that guy, right? Guess where he ended up? He ain't here no more. And the thing is, as soon as DJ got traded, y'all like, oh, boo hoo hoo hoo, you know. And then a year later, nothing. It's like the man never put on a dang uniform. Until you start talking about Bryce Young, then his name pops back up again. Then and only then does his name pop back up again because we traded him. That shows me y'all never cared for him. Y'all never did care for him. Y'all did not fully appreciate what he brought to us in Carolina, which frustrates me. I mean, it's easy to jump to that conclusion, guys. But if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Please do. Please do come into my streams and prove me wrong. I'm here for it. I'll listen to it. Because I want y'all to prove me wrong. I want y'all to show me that you love DJ more. I want y'all to show me that you actually cared about what he did here in Carolina. Show me. Check the VOD is an acceptable answer. I'll accept that one. check my Twitter post. That's an acceptable answer. And I'll do so. I actually will follow up and I will do so. Okay? Don't think I won't. I will find time to do that. Because here's the thing, man. It ain't about me being right or wrong. It's about showing love to these players, man, and appreciating them for who they are and what they do. And I know some of y'all do care and did care. And y'all ain't the ones I'm talking about. If it's legitimate, y'all ain't the ones I'm talking about. So I'm talking about the ones that act like they care, but they don't. Y'all think I won't call these people out? I will. I have a no BS tolerance policy, man. Y'all already know this on this channel. You've been here long enough. I have no problem doing it. That pissed me off though. But anyway, man, we got a big problem with this Falcons team coming up, man. We got a big problem. How we solving it? I'll tell you this right now. As I said, they're gonna put they're probably going to put either Mooney or London on Dane Jackson if he's healthy. And they're going to try to stretch the field. They're going to learn from Joe Burrow. That tape on Joe Burrow where he play actions this thing down the field to a major wide receiver, knowing there's no safety help. Because everybody's done it so far. Even the garbage quarterback the Bears had last week figured it out and used it against us. I have one word for you. Adjustments. It's time to start making them. It seriously is. You want any shot at winning this game, start making adjustments. And keep that ball as far away from these pass deflectors players as you possibly can. And especially the ones that can pick it off. I'm telling you right now. Keep these balls away from these gentlemen. Or it is your butt. I've said my piece. Let's pick some games. Jacksonville at Chicago. Jacksonville's been struggling. Jags finally got their win over the Colts. Both teams are garbage. Bears are getting lucky. I think this might be the Bears game. I think it might be. I'm going to pick the Bears here. Houston at New England. I got Houston, obviously. The 4-1 record, though. I got questions here. I got questions. All right, so you beat a garbage Colts team. Well, they are. You beat a garbage Bears team. You lost to the Vikings, who actually have been playing pretty well. Fair, fair. You beat a garbage Jacksonville team, and you barely beat the Bills, who have been a little bit down here lately. Okay, so you caught them off guard. Mm, I'm not buying into the Texans just yet. I'm not buying into them yet. I'll tell you what. Let's see you guys actually beat the Lions for the Cowboys game. Then I'll buy in. Okay? Beat the Lions. I'll buy in. Patriots are garbage. Packers are struggling. Colts are garbage. Jets are average. Lions. Lions are a true threat. Beat the Lions. I'll be impressed. And I'll call it legitimate at that point. Fail to do so, and I'm not going to buy in. Sorry, just the way it is. Do they have enough firepower to beat New England? Yes. Texans win. Baltimore and Washington. Now, I warned y'all to keep an eye on Washington this year. They're already 4-1. Baltimore's been playing way over their heads lately, but only has a 3-2 record. I'm looking at this Baltimore team. They just came off a win over the Bengals, the Bills, and the Cowboys. Okay? Respectable wins. Big, very big respectable wins. Yeah, the Ravens are for real. They lost to the Chiefs by 7. They lost to the Raiders by 3. Okay? So this is a legitimately very, very dangerous and potent Ravens team. This team has a shot to go deep into this schedule and pull some big wins, including the Washington Commanders, who think they're hot stuff right now just because they're 4-1. Okay, we'll see about that. We'll see about that after this game. That's exactly what Baltimore Ravens fans are saying right now. Same with the players. They're not getting cocky about it. They're just saying, we got something to say about that. Let's see what happens. Step onto our field and see what happens. In Baltimore. That little 4-1 is going to disappear real quick. All right, then you got the Buccaneers. You beat the Buccaneers and all of these teams. You just might be one of the most dangerous top 3 most dangerous teams out there right now. Not to mention they drafted my man Nate Wiggins. They got Nate Wiggins, the second best corner to come out of Clemson since AJ Terrell. Oh, can we also talk about Devontae Walker from North Carolina, the wide receiver? TJ Tampa, I was looking at as well. And Devin Leary. Let's not forget Devin Leary. Dangerous, dangerous picks for this Baltimore team. And they're all paying off. They're all doing something. Even if they're just learning, they're doing something useful. So the Ravens battle the Cleveland Browns. That should be a win. Browns are garbage right now. Broncos are garbage. You got to play the Bengals again in your own stadium for either a Saturday, Sunday night or a Monday night. I think it's a Sunday night. Okay, after a Thursday night game. That could get real interesting right there. That 11-7 game. Pittsburgh after that, you got to deal with that Pittsburgh steel curtain defense, which has gotten rebuilt up there in Pittsburgh. And I stand corrected. I thought that defense was the problem in Pittsburgh. I was wrong. I was wrong. No, Pittsburgh's defense is for real. I looked at the scoreboards. I looked at the stats. Yeah, it's for real. Then you got the Chargers. If they could beat the Chargers as well, there ain't nothing gonna stop them after that point, except for Philadelphia. I mean, if they manage to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in their own stadium late in the season, which they are very, very dangerous late in the season when they're trying for a playoff spot, I think they will get it. So, you got the Giants. That's an easy win. Pittsburgh Steelers again. Win. That's in their own building. Texans win. Browns win. Come on, man. There's like 2 or 3 teams that could stop them at this point. Chiefs and Raiders did. I think the Eagles will have some luck doing it. The Bengals might have some luck doing it the second time around. But everybody else, and maybe the Chargers. Chargers would have some luck. Everybody else, though, ugh. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna count the Steelers too. So that's 4, 5, and 6. 6 wins already. Already a possibility. On top of that 3. That's 9 wins possibility so far. That's bare minimum. Baltimore's back, y'all. Whether you want to believe it or not, Baltimore is back. Ugh, the Washington Commanders. Let's take a look at them. You got a 17-point loss to the Buccaneers. Okay, understandable. Win over the Giants, not impressive. Win over the Bengals. Now that is impressive. 38-33. Okay. Your offense is on display in that game. Win over the Cardinals, boring. Win over the Browns, boring. You're not. These are 2 soft teams right here. The only one that really catches my attention is Cincinnati and the Tampa Bay game. So yeah, Baltimore's winning this game. Sorry. It's happening. It's happening whether you want to see it or not. I will completely buy into the betting on that one. Oh yeah. Cleveland and Philadelphia. We all know who's winning that one. That's going to be Philadelphia. They are way better than 2-2. All right, so Arizona, Green Bay. Green Bay is taking that one. Green Bay for sure. You got Saints and Tampa Bay. I have to go with the Saints on this one by a field goal. Why do I say that? Because they have more talent than Tampa Bay does. But I want to see this injury report. Cameron Johnson's out. Okay. Will Harris. Derek Carr is out. They took him out of the game, actually. Pete Werner is out. And their center for the Saints is out. All right, so I honestly still believe that this will be the Saints game. This is in the Saints Dome. They're very dangerous when they play at home. And they've got something to play for. So, keeping that in mind, Saints win that one. Moving on, Colts Titans. I've got the Colts, but not by much. Titans are that garbage actually this year. Chargers and Denver. Chargers. How Denver got a 3-2 record, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Makes no sense to me. Let's see this thing. Okay, you somehow got a win over the Buccaneers, the Jets, and the Raiders? Ah, man. Okay, I give you credit against the Raiders. I give you credit against the Buccaneers. The Jets, the Jets have been streaky. Let's be real. Jets have been streaky this year. But I count the Raiders game and I count the Buccaneers game. Yeah. That same Steelers defense kept them to 13 points though. So I mean, I'm taking that Steelers defense very seriously. And you almost beat the Seahawks. So, yeah, maybe I'll give them the benefit of the doubt for now. You beat the Chargers, and you put up a respectable score against the Saints. I might buy in, Denver. I might, but you gotta earn it though. Right now, I'm not buying that 3-2. You gotta earn it. And so next week is an excellent opportunity to do that. You know, against the Chargers and Saints. You're not going to send a statement by beating us. All right. Picking the Chargers for that win right there. Pittsburgh at the Las Vegas Raiders. As I've said before, I'm not fully buying into Pittsburgh at the moment. And I do believe that they do have slightly more firepower than Las Vegas does. So maybe I could see a win by Pittsburgh here. Maybe. That's a tough one for me, man. Because let me see who's out. Oh, Devontae Adams is out. They're all going to be focused on their number one wide receiver. Then they're going to double him up. Ooh. Let's see. Nobody I recognize on the Saints injury list there. Um. hmm. Okay. Sorry, it's been a long day. I've been very, very busy today. I'm a little tired. I'm gonna push through though. I got another long day tomorrow because I'm about to be at the stadium tomorrow, rooting on our Panthers. I'll be at that game, folks. Yes, I will. Um, I'm streaming on the way up, and I'm streaming on the way back while driving. My buddy's gonna rechat, so I can focus on the road. Looking at this Pittsburgh team, you got a legit win over the Chargers. You got a legit win over the Falcons. Okay. You lost barely by 3 to the Cowboys. And you lost to the Colts. And I believe that's when they put Joe Flacco in, right? Is that week against Pittsburgh? Oh, you're going to the game too, T Green? That's what's up, man. Shout out to you. Where you sitting at? I'll show you on the screen in a little bit where I'm sitting at, so y'all can find me. But yeah, what wasn't that Pittsburgh game against the Colts where Joe Flacco came in for Indianapolis? I I seem to remember that. Yeah, yeah, that's the one. That's the one where he came in and threw two touchdown passes and won that game. Okay. So putting that into perspective, you lost to Joe Flacco, Pittsburgh, and you couldn't get it done against the Dallas Cowboys either. So my whole thing is they need a redemption game, and this is going to be it. The Raiders' offense has been cut in half. They don't have Devontae Adams. Their run game is less than stellar. You know, their tight ends are average. So I got Pittsburgh. Steelers wide receiver Wilson expected to debut. Let's see. I don't know anything about him, to be honest. Yeah, Roman Wilson. I don't know anything about Roman Wilson. Who is this dude? Oh, he's out of Michigan. Oh, okay. Okay, okay. I got you. I got you. He was on the national championship team. Ah, yep. Yep, yep. Now I remember that name. Okay. That's why his name sounded familiar. Okay, cool, cool, cool. But yeah, big game there, Pittsburgh and Baltimore. The first of their two fighting games against each other, for the division crown. Both of them sitting at 3-2. Gonna be a good game. I want to see who wins that thing. Uh, da, 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 da. But yeah, Pittsburgh is my pick. Detroit at Dallas. I've got Dallas winning that thing. I do like Detroit's firepower. I do, but it's not quite enough to match Dallas. That's just always been a thing. They don't have enough firepower, no matter how far up the chain Detroit's gone, with this new coach. It hasn't been enough, and Dallas has slightly more firepower. So, I got Dallas. Moving on, Cincinnati at the Giants. Yeah, I got to go Cincinnati here. This is an easy one. San Francisco at the Seahawks. And I was going to pick the 49ers, to be fair. And they did win 36-24. Niners still have way more firepower. That's an obvious one. And to finish it up, Buffalo and the Jets. Now, here's the thing. Buffalo has a lot of firepower still. They're not playing as well right now. So let's see. When you look at the Jets, they've already lost to the 49ers big. They beat the Titans. They beat the Patriots. Not impressive at all. And it's even less impressive when you look at the fact that they lost to the Broncos, who I'm not totally buying into. And they got their butt kicked by the Vikings. This is going to be a win for the Buffalo Bills, who desperately need one. They've been struggling lately, and it's time. It's time that they get themselves back in order here. After that 3-win start. They got a win over the Cardinals, struggling Dolphins, and a win over the garbage Jacksonville Jaguars right now. Okay, cool. But when it came to actual teams, like the Ravens, you couldn't get it done. Texans couldn't get it done. Lost by 3. So, I think they'll find a way to get that job done on Monday night and get the win. Is there anything else I want to comment on? Well, I've still got information in front of me because once I get on the road tomorrow, I'm not gonna have access to my regular streaming software and stuff like that until Monday. Is there anything you want me to look up right now? Last chance to dance. Last chance to dance. Anything y'all want to know? All right, Mingo. Let's look at Mingo real quick. 11 catches, 120 yards, 10.91. No touchdowns. XL, 13 catches, 151 yards, 11.62 average, and 1 touchdown. But yeah, the biggest problem is going to be Brady Christensen locked into center position and not being able to move around. I did warn people about that at the beginning of the year. Check the VODs. I warned y'all. But, Alright, the last thing I wanted to talk about was Dave Canales' comments about Bryce Young and Andy Dalton. First of all, I fully support the fact that we decided to put Bryce Young in garbage time because we knew we were going to lose that game, and it boosts Bryce Young's confidence. It helps him out. It gives him a little bit of a happy ego boost. You know what I'm saying? saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, we're cool with you coming in and being here. Still, you're still a valuable part of this team, and you're still useful. You know, but you still need development. Show us what you learned. Show us what you've been learning with that clipboard for the past 2 weeks. Show us in actuality on the field what you learned." And it's the right move to make. I don't care who I trigger with that. I don't care who I trigger with that. Y'all can get mad at me all you want. But at the end of the day, you pretty much understand how this developmental thing works, right? Come on, guys. You don't just snap your fingers and, oh, these guys are ready for the NFL. Let's throw them into the fire. That's not how that works. It's not how that works at all. Gosh. Anyway, and then he went on to say, "Oh yeah, I wanted to protect Andy Dalton." Okay, now that's a cop out. That's a cop out, Dave. Come on now. That's a cop out. You wanted to put Bryce Young in because of what I was saying a minute ago. You wanted to encourage Bryce Young. You wanted to give him confidence. You wanted to give him a chance to show you what he learned. Stop right there. Don't say anything else. Stop right there. You're saying too much if you say anything else. You got me, man? You got me? You're saying too much. Stop it. Stop it. Stop talking. You're talking too much, buddy. Don't say anything about it you don't. You don't need to. We get the point. We get what you're trying to do. Anybody else that wants to get pissed off about that is going to get pissed off about that. I don't care. You did good, buddy. You did good. That's exactly what I would have done too. But yeah, when it comes to Andy Dalton in those situations, don't say anything. Cool? Cool? We good? All right. Just trying to make sure that that's understood. And will somebody please get Felipe Franks off of our franchise list and sign somebody good at tight end? For goodness sakes, all this dude can do is like catch a few balls and that's it. Anybody can do that. Anyway, what I want to see against the Falcons tomorrow. Come out there, ball out, play like you're supposed to play. Be the Carolina Panthers, okay? Be the Carolina Panthers, please. Don't pull a Chicago Bears game on us again, or I will get up and I will leave at the third quarter. I swear to God, I will. Free ticket or no, I will leave. Because that is not Carolina football to me. I'll just walk around the doggone stadium and I'll check out the stadium. The inside of the stadium for the last quarter. That's how I feel about it. Don't try to play me and put a non-winning team on the field. That's some trash. Show me some fight. Show me some discipline. Show me some development. That's all I want to see. Blue teal jerseys, black helmets are back. Can't wait to see that, man. It's going to look sick. And as far as where I am sitting on this field, give me one moment. And I'll show you. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, and I will also say this: we are never as bad as we think we are, but we're never as good as what we think we are either. That's how this team is. Don't like it? You're disagreeing with the truth, and you can't fight the truth. So, don't know what to tell you there. Where's it? Also, Tom Brady has now taken a minority ownership of the Las Vegas Raiders, which pisses me off to no end. But, you know what? It is what it is. All right. For anyone wondering, this is where I am sitting. Section 518, row 19. Come by and say hi. I'll be with a buddy of mine, Paul, that you have not previously seen on the channel before. But we'll be sitting over there throughout the game. And my buddy is going to be below us, down there in the lower bowl. So, David's going to be at the game as well. So, we're going to be well represented by the Carolina Panthers keep pounding crew here at this game. So, let's go get this win. I don't need to tell you how important this game is. Let's just go get this win. Please. Please. Pretty please. Those jerseys look sick, though. Look at this jersey. Oh, yeah. That's sick. That is sick looking, man. Heck yeah. I love the blue color rush, man, with the black helmets and the blue logo. Yeah, that is fire. That's fire right there. Come on. That's fire. But the point is, man, let's just go get those wins. And by the way, we have not lost with the black helmets yet. Something to point out. Just something to point out. Anyway, guys, I think that'll do it. I gotta get some sleep. I got something I gotta do in the morning, so before I can take off for Charlotte. So, uh, rest easy. Prepare yourselves. Game day is upon us tomorrow. I'll be doing a stream on the way up to Charlotte, and I'll be doing one on the way back. So, that being said, I'll do a proper post game stream either on Monday or Tuesday. We'll see how that goes. Either Monday or Tuesday. When I get back in town. I appreciate all the people that have subbed to us and followed us. Or just checking out the channel. You know, hit that follow button, hit that sub button, hit the bell. Please. Just asking. It's an invite. You know, you don't have to do it. But if you enjoyed the content here and you made it this far, please do. We'd love to have you. If you've been in the chat several times and still haven't subbed yet, why haven't you? Just a question. You know, you don't have to. But if you enjoyed your time here, please do, man. Please do. But yeah, busy day tomorrow. Panthers game tomorrow. Let's do this. Game starts at 4:25. I'll be going live at about 1 or 1:15. Actually, 1:15 to 1:30. 1:15 to 1:30 is when I'm going to go live tomorrow in the afternoon. And then after the game, we'll probably be we'll do a little short video or live stream, with me and the guys at the restaurant, just real quick. We'll probably like take some pictures instead, most likely. But you know, I kind of want to just show the love, in the meetups. So me and the crew are still planning a meetup. We're gonna figure that out fairly soon. We'll get that done. But yeah, without further ado, we will see you guys at the game and for the drive up to Charlotte. I will not be reading chat. My partner in crime, Paul, will be reading the chat. So that's on the way up there and on the way back. Keep in mind, I do not have access. Yeah, keep in mind, I do not have access to the stats and stuff like that. Um, he will have his phone with him, and he'll be able to charge that in my car. So that is how we will look up stats and information. But I won't have access to my full resources until I get back from Charlotte. So keep that in mind. So if you have like a serious question about stuff like that, you could ask. But if he can't find it, then we'll look it up, in the uh, post game stream when I get back on Monday or Tuesday. Okay. All right, guys. You guys know what to do. Stay happy, healthy, and well. And prayers up for the people that need help in the Carolinas still for food, water, power, tree help, and just overall living conditions. Prayers up for everybody. And safety and peace, to all the people in Florida after yet another hurricane hit them. Big prayers up for them. Let them know you love them. All right? Because some things are bigger than football, ladies and gentlemen. All right, folks. Yeah. If you would like to get your hands on one of these intros, go check out Lindara Ty on Instagram. Lindara Ty on Instagram. Lindara. Last name Tai. Go check her out on Instagram. If you're a content creator, you'd like to get videos and panels and stuff like that done, and she's excellent to work with, gives you fair prices, and she is very, very patient and sweet. Love her to death. But, this looks sick, right? There you go. Go give her some business, guys. Go give her some business and some love. Tell her I sent you. If you'd like to meet me at the game, again, I'll show you where I'm at for the Panthers and Falcons game real quick. There you go. That's where I'm going to be at. Section 518, row 19. come say hi. We'll be there within 15 minutes of game time. Me and my buddy. Let's get this color rush going. Let's get this dub. Alright, guys. Take it easy. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Shout out to The Real Sunchild and T Green and anybody else that has been checking out the stream so far. Go check out the VOD if you missed a lot of it. Go check out the Facebook group page if you missed that. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that bell, select all, leave a comment down below if you feel like doing so. Go check out the Facebook group page if you feel like doing it for in-game post polls, opinions, and reactions to NFL news, such as scheduling and the fantasy football keep pounding Yahoo Sports League. All right, let's get out of here. Lowe's knows. And of course, stay happy, healthy, and well. Prayers up for everybody that needs it. Peace. We'll see you guys at 1:30 tomorrow. Peace.